All right, if I can get everybody's attention, we'll get started. I'd like to welcome everybody to the regular meeting of the Guymon City Council. And at this time, I'd like to call upon Pastor David Player to come up and give our invocation.
I'd like to start tonight with Psalm 103, the first 5 verses. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgives all your iniquities, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from destruction, who crowns you with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfies your mouth with good things. Lord, we are here tonight just to pause out of our busy day and say thank you. Thank you for being our God and calling us, redeeming us, sustaining us to be your people. What a wonderful gift to belong to you. And thank you for this community. Thank you for Guymon and the Panhandle. Thank you for our way of life that we enjoy here, where we are still neighbors one to the other, where we look out for each other and help each other whenever we can. My prayer tonight is for our law enforcement, our police officers, our sheriff's department, all of those who protect us and serve us. My prayer is for our EMTs and our firefighters who go out of their way to rush in where danger or injury or accident has occurred, when most of us are running in the opposite direction. Bless them, watch over them. Thank you for our city workers who work tirelessly each and every day to provide all the services that we enjoy here. And thank you for leaders like our council who step up and help lead us into a brighter future. I pray your blessing on every resident here in Guymon, on all our businesses, large and small, on all those who are community-minded, who are helping to build a strong Guymon, our chamber, our Main Street, all of those partners that we have developed along the way. We are grateful tonight. We ask for your blessing, for your guidance in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Mr. Hilton, would you lead our salute to the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So I'll call this meeting to order. Agenda item number 2 is attendance roll call and determination of the quorum.
Mr. Alvarez?
Present.
Mr. Eidson?
Here.
Mr. Peterson?
Here.
Mr. Hilton?
Here.
Ms. Sanchez? Here. Ms. Hoffman? Here. Mr. Cody?
Here.
Mr. Shannon?
Here.
Thank you. Agenda item number 3 is public comments. This time I've got one person to fill out a form, so Ms. Watson, would you like to come talk to us? And sir, he's our official timer.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I wanted to speak about, it'll come up again in agenda item 7, but I wanted to clarify a couple things from the last time that I was here. So during that meeting, I think Mr. Petty had listed some statutes for the reason why the waiver would have been illegal that I had requested on behalf of Guymon Schools. So I asked for those statutes, sent them to our lawyer, also had him look over them because I'm new in this position. I want to understand what the laws are that affect schools, especially on a new build, and how that works. And so when I reached out to him, he got back to me and said that the statutes that Mr. Petty had mentioned did apply, but not specifically to the situation that we were in. And so he sent us some other statutes, and I forwarded those on to Mr. Shannon, and he was kind enough to say, hey, why don't we just let our lawyers talk, because otherwise it's going between the two of us. And so they did have a conversation. I'm not for sure on the exact date of that, But they did speak, and then I think Mr. Shannon said that Mr. Petty was going to clarify some other things. I did want to share what he had, the exact statutes, so I'll pass those out. But I also wanted to clarify that after speaking to him, inspection fees are the responsibility of the school or of a new build for a public school. So in my waiver letter, I had requested that the inspection fees be waived as well. I'm going to amend that and ask not the inspection fee, but the actual, in the waiver letter, it was for an electrical permit fee. If you read over the statutes, it does say that we shouldn't be charged building permit fees at all. That's the interpretation of that, at least on our end. And so in an effort to be transparent, I will tell you that depending on what's voted on number 7, I will also then submit a waiver for the building permit fee, because this was just dealing with electrical. And then we have another fee, building fee in the amount of $200 for a track shed. Those are the outstanding waivers, or I'm sorry, the outstanding permit fees that we've been charged that I don't feel like we should pay for according to these statutes. So I wanted to be upfront and honest about that I would be requesting those other 2 as well in addition to this. It makes it a total. The electrical waiver itself that was referenced in the original letter on August 21st was in the amount of $13,000. The building permit fee, the building permit fee was $13,000 and the electrical permit fee was $12,448. And then the additional $200 for the track shed. So I just wanted to clarify that those are the statutes that we felt like applied to public schools. On top of that, I wanted to clarify we will pay any inspection fees. That is our responsibility because it is a cost that the city bears by having a paid employee inspect the premises and the building. So that is our responsibility to pay. So I wanted to amend that part of the letter and then just be transparent about asking for the other additional permits that we feel like we've paid and didn't have to. So that's all I had. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, do you have anybody else signed up for public comments? Is that it? All right, we'll move on to agenda item number 4, which is approval of the consent agenda.
I make a motion we approve the consent agenda item 4. Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Hilton.
Aye.
Sanchez. Alvejas.
Aye.
Edson.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
We have 5 ayes.
Agenda item number 5 is a presentation of 2024 audit performed by Frankie Crawford with Crawford and Associates and acceptance of the audit. So it's all yours, Mr. Crawford.
Nobody told me that it was Tierra night, or I would have worn mine also. No one informed me of that. So, thank you, Mayor and Council, for making a few minutes to talk about the results of your last audit and the performance score that we'll talk about very briefly. So, I've got 2 documents that I've got in front of me. You may have physical copies of them or electronic copies. The big thick one that's 108 pages is your audited financial statements. So I'm going to just talk to you briefly about the results of the audit. There's only, out of the 108 pages, there are 6 pages in here that belong to the auditor. The rest of them are the city's financial statements that the city staff and along with our help put together. 2 reports from the auditor. One is whether or not you can rely on the numbers that are in the report. It's called the opinion of the auditor, and they issued what's called the clean opinion, meaning that they found no material errors or material misstatements in the financials. All that really means is me, banks, credit unions, debtors, other users of the financials can basically pick this up and rely on the numbers that we see in the financial statements. The second report that they do together is at the very back of the report. It's called an internal control and compliance letter. What it basically is as the auditors go through their audit process, they ask a lot of questions. They look at how the government collects money, how they spend money, and all of the what we call internal controls and compliance related issues related to that money. They then comment in the form of what we call material weaknesses, if they find any, or significant deficiencies, if they find any. about things that the city could do to improve. In that report, they found no material weaknesses, no significant deficiencies, and no instances of non-compliance. So basically had as clean of an audit as you can have in any one year. Normally, we at least see one or two findings related to the internal control, but didn't even see those in this year's audit. So good job from the financial staff of putting that document together and getting both a clean opinion and a clean internal control compliance report. The problem with this 108 pages is what it doesn't do a very good job of is tell you exactly what happened. This thing is full of pages of rows and columns of numbers. And unless you're an accountant, you really just don't enjoy reading this. This is kind of what they use for, they actually use this for torture for Taliban prisoners of war. They sit them in a room and they say, I'm not going to tell you anything at all. And they say, well, we're going to make you read Guymon's audit report. And they get to about the table of contents and they go, I'll tell you anything you want to know. Please don't make me read this report. And so, but if they're accountants, then they like it. But non-accountants don't. And so, as a substitute for that, we put together this thing, which is a little bit easier to read, the Performer. And all it really does is it takes about 17 or 18 of the really important financial information ratios in the report, and it puts them on a scale, ranking it from a scale of 0 to 10, so that I can come to you and basically say at the end of the day, if someone were to ask, how are we doing financially on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being excellent financial health and success and a 0 being terrible, where do we fall on that scale? And so that report is put together in this little blue cover, and I'm going to kind of walk you through just a couple of pages of that. And I'm going to start with page 5. I finally changed the color of the page numbers so that you can see them. They used to be the same color as the page and you couldn't really tell. And so at the bottom right you see page 5, and that's the lead slide that basically puts everything together. And as you can see, we scored an 8.0. So on our scale of 0 to 10, we scored an 8. That's an extremely very good score. To put it in perspective, the highest score that's ever been scored on this model in 25 years across the United States and across 11 international governments is a 9.1. And it's only happened 4 times in 25 years. So it doesn't happen very often that anybody ever gets into the 9. So in the 8s is obviously very, very, very good. However, it's a little bit of a drop from where we were. In fact, if you look at this page and you kind of go back to 2021 when we were basically in the throes of COVID starting in January of 2021, even though technically the world had shut down 6 months before that, COVID actually was good for the city from a financial perspective because it did a couple of things. The federal government threw a bunch of money at us and said, here's a bunch of money for you to do some stuff with. No, not very many strings attached. Use it for whatever you want, but do something good with it. And then also everybody kind of locked down and they stayed home, meaning that they bought locally. So when you buy locally, sales tax goes up, financial condition goes up, and you can kind of see that our score kind of went up. 21, 22, 23, we're up in the higher 8s. We're now starting to come off this COVID high, and I'm seeing this across the state. Everybody's scores are dropping for fiscal 24 because we're now seeing the sales tax increases return to normal. You know, we're not seeing 10 and 12 and 15% increases in sales tax from year to year that we were seeing during COVID. We're now back to kind of seeing either a 2 or 3% negative or a 2 or 3% positive. This year you actually increased your sales tax by about 3%, a little over 3%. Last year you were down 3%. So we're kind of back to normal. We're starting to come off this COVID high, and you didn't come off of it very much though. I mean, you literally didn't really drop in score. You went from an 8.1 to an 8. That's not much of a drop at all. I've got other governments that are dropping a whole point from a 7 to a 6, from a 7.5 to a 6.5 because of this. So that just means that government has been managing its money very well during this process. And so kudos to the city for actually not dropping much further. 8 is a great score. It's not anywhere near where we were during COVID. We were in the high 8s, probably one of the top 5 scores in any government in 25 years. But again, as I said, starting to see that come off of that COVID high. So that 8.0, as you can kind of see on the right, it is made up of 3 components. I call them position, performance, and capability. You might call them health, performance, and sustainability. They all mean kind of the same thing. So our financial position, our actual health score is a 7.6. Again, a 5 is satisfactory, so we're well above satisfactory. Our performance was actually a good performance this year, a great performance. We scored a 9 compared to an 8.3 last year. So our performance score went up, and our position score went down a little bit compared to the prior year, and our sustainability or capability score stayed exactly the same. So even though we pretty much scored almost the same score as we did last year, it was from a different mix of health versus performance as it was versus the prior year. And so this thing is pretty easy to read. I'm not going to really go through the whole thing, but there's 17, 18 more pages with a ratio per page, and then a green, yellow, or red score in the bottom right corner that kind of tells you green is really good, yellow is kind of cautionary, and then red is kind of one where we need a little bit of improvement. Most of our scores are obviously in the green. We have a couple in the yellow, and then maybe 1 or 2 in the red also. We actually performed a little bit better this year because we actually increased the amount of sales taxes and use taxes that we received overall compared to the prior year. Where in the prior year we actually dropped a little bit. We're kind of now back to normal, where either sales taxes usually flat or maybe a little bit of an increase, but not the double-digit increases that we had seen in the past. So I looked a little bit today with Rhonda's help at kind of what sales tax has done the last 10 months of this year, and I think we're a little bit ahead of where we were the year before, so I think that's going to bode well for us when we do this performator calculation for the end of fiscal 25. One of the things I am going to reconsider in fiscal 25 performators is on page 31, so I'm going to flip all the way to the back. And it's one of the ones, one of your 2, I think, that are in the red. But I'm going to have to kind of reconsider the scaling on this, because this was created about 25 years ago when a 4% sales tax rate locally was kind of the death rate, where if you had 4% 25 years ago as your local sales tax rate, nobody would shop here. They would go somewhere else. 4% is now the norm. And 5 and 5 1/4 seem to be the upper limit. And so right now you don't score very well on this score because you're at 4%, and that's below satisfactory on my scale. Next year I'm going to have to adjust the scale, and 4% is going to be the satisfactory score, like a 5. So your score is going to go up just by default, even though you didn't have to do anything related to it, just because I have to update this model as things change and as times change. And so with that, I'll kind of stop talking, and I know you've had a chance to look at this. If there's any particular slide that you want to talk about or any comments at all, I'll be more than happy to entertain anything you want to talk about.
I always look forward to this report.
Well, hopefully it's a little bit. Hopefully it's a little bit more understandable. I mean, I've yet to meet anybody who doesn't understand how am I doing on a scale of 1 to 10 or 0 to 10. So, but to get there takes a little bit of work, because that 108 pages, it doesn't really speak to you. You have to kind of know where to dig and know what to look at and how to look at it. So that's pretty much why we created that model. So I'm glad you get some use out of it, and I'm glad that you like it.
I like the backtracking. I mean, we can't go as far back as 1980 when Mayor Peterson was on here, but I know we go back 10 years.
Yeah, you know, and I've got really 25 years of data. I just can't put all 25 years on one page, or you wouldn't be able to read the font. It would be so small. So I kind of keep it at a limit of 10, but I can go back to literally, you were the first government to ever do this. 1999 was the first year that we could actually perform this and create this model. And what I did back in 99 to create this was I kept getting a question from a councilman in another town who would say, I know you talk about all this audit stuff. He goes, but I don't understand any of it. He said, but I do ask you one question every year, and that is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do we do? And I kind of had to make stuff up because I didn't have a model back then. I just said, well, you're a 7. And he goes, well, last year you told me we were an 8, so what happened? And then I'd have to make something up to tell him, I don't know, I lost my tiara, did something to something happened. And so I left that meeting thinking, I can't really wing this anymore. I got to create an analytical model. And so I tested it out on you guys because you were the first government to adopt this new accounting principle back in '99. So I've got 25 years of data related to this. So I can go back to 1999. But and since then it's grown out of control. I mean, I really created it for just a handful of Oklahoma governments, but it's the U.S. federal government uses it, the Department of Interior uses it, 11 international governments use it, and it's now taught in college and university textbooks as the way to model and rate a government's performance. So I never really dreamed it would be anything like that, but it's kind of taken on a life of its own. So it's got some credibility, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, and I'm glad that you like it. Any other comments or questions?
Looks like we're all good.
Okay, good job. Really, staff, I can't say enough good things about how the town is managed. The numbers kind of tell it, of how well this government is managed financially. Both Lavona and Rhonda and all of their staff do a great job. So I appreciate it, and we'll be back in a few months to look at another one. Another year, we'll go again. Thank you. You bet.
Have safe travels.
I will do.
Okay, agenda item number 6 is discussion of possible action to approve resolution number 25-12. Resolution of support for the appointment of K.L. Peterson to the District 11 seat on the Board of Directors of the Oklahoma Municipal League, declaring said appointment to be for the benefit of the City of Guymon, Oklahoma, and other municipalities within the district, declaring the mission of the Oklahoma Municipal League to be for the public purpose. A little background, so I'll tell you. I've been on the Municipal League Board of Directors. I was elected Vice President, I finished my term as past President. Kelly Parker from Alva has been elected Vice President, and he's a board member. He took my board seat back then. They came to me and said, we want you back on the board, but you have to do a new resolution. So it's nothing new. It's a continuation of what I've been doing in Oklahoma City. So
I'd like to proudly and respectfully approve resolution number 25-12, resolution of support for the appointment of K.L. Peterson to the District 11 seat, Board of Directors of the Oklahoma Municipal League, declaring said appointment to be for the benefit of the City of Guymon, Oklahoma, and other municipalities within the district, declaring the mission of the Oklahoma Municipal League to be for the public purpose. Item 6.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Hudson.
Aye.
Hilton.
Aye.
Calvages.
Aye.
Yes. Aye. Peterson.
All right.
We've got 5 minutes.
And you didn't have to get so fluent there, Sergio, but I appreciate it. Thank you all. And I look forward to being back on there and bringing some good things home to Guymon. Agenda item number 7 is discussion and possible action to authorize waiving the electrical permit and inspection fees associated with the construction of the new Charity Hitch Elementary School as requested by Guymon Public School. As you all know, last meeting we tabled that to give Mr. Petty time to get his legal opinion confirmed. I think we all got a note on that today that that's done on the electrical part. With the new information on that, I think we need to go ahead and take care of 7 since we tabled it with the provision that if we didn't get any other opinion that would allow us to do it, that then we would take it up. The new information that Mrs. Watson brought to us tonight, I think that we need to let Mr. Petty and Mr. Shannon visit with their attorneys and treat it as a separate request.
I think it's part of the same request, but that's the same authority that I reviewed before the meeting last month, and it's the same information reviewed by the Chief Counsel for the Oklahoma Municipal League, and he confirms what's in the Municipal League handbook that you just can't do.
Okay. Well, then we'll let that stand like that. Well, so, do we have any discussion, motion?
So, hold on, we have new. So you're saying the reference point is the same, right? The legal counsel, the chief legal counsel of ODOW?
Yes, he and I both have reviewed what was presented to you tonight, and it doesn't alter our opinion or the opinion of the municipal league handbook. That's been their position for many years. The current handbook states the same. So it's a constitutional provision that simply can't be ignored. So to terminate the issue, I'd recommend a motion to deny the request.
Okay.
Is there any other way the city could be a good steward or good as far as the building process of the new school? As far as not carrying a financial burden?
Probably not at this point. There are ways. The school district could, for example, encourage a public vote on sales tax with a portion set over for benefit of the school. That is an approved procedure. And the reason is the public has a chance to approve public expenditure for that purpose. That doesn't exist now. And it could not affect this existing issue. The existing issue, there's a permit expense to be paid and can be waived, just like a utility expense can be waived.
Any other discussion, questions? Do I have a motion?
Unfortunately, and according to legal counsel, I'm going to have to make the motion to not authorize waiving the electrical permit and inspection fees associated with construction of new Charity Hitch Elementary School as requested by Guymon Public Schools. Unfortunately, I accept. Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Dodson,
Aye.
Sanchez. Aye. Alpedras.
Aye.
Holden.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
We've got 5 ayes, 2 denies.
Okay. Agenda item number 8 is discussion and possible action to approve the clinical agreement between the City of Guymon and Oklahoma State University. Chief Whiteley.
Good evening. This is a kind of a revolving contract. This involves our paramedic students that are currently going to OSU, OKC, for them to do clinicals even here in Guymon under our own city. They have to have a contract with us. In the past, OSU's contracts have always had 3 years in it, and it's taken us this many months to say we needed to say 1 year because we're on a revolving. And they finally got the wording corrected on that, and we are ready to proceed to have this okay by you if possible. And this only pertains to our paramedic students and any other students that may come to the city to do their clinical rotation. We don't expect that because nobody wants to travel greater than 8 hours. But they don't mind us going down there or not.
But we've entered in the same agreement.
Yes, yes. It's just this year they decided to put 3 years, and it's taken us this many months to get OSU to get it out.
Make a motion we approve the clinical agreement between City of Guymon and Oklahoma State University. Item A. Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Sanchez. Aye. Dodson.
Aye.
Holden.
Aye.
Alpedras.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
We've got 5 ayes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda item number 9 is discussion and possible action to approve the Oklahoma Public Transit Revolving Fund Program Agreement number RF 2026-10 between the Oklahoma Department of Transportation and the City of Guymon for 2026 operating. Yes, ma'am.
So this is the contract for our state revolving grant. This is the one that helps us offset our fees for elderly and disabled and for everyone. This year, we're receiving $28,037. So we'll get our first reimbursement in November, and then the next two reimbursements in 2026. So what I just need is authorization that we're going to approve it and signatures to get it going.
Any discussion? And this is another one we do every year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I make a motion to approve the Oklahoma Public Transit Revolving Fund Program Agreement number RF 2026-10 between Oklahoma Department of Transportation and City of Guymon 26 operating funds, item 9.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Sanchez.
Aye.
Eldon.
Aye.
Alvedras.
Aye.
Idson.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
We've got 5 ayes.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 10 is discussion and possible action to approve the revised business improvement grant program guidelines and criteria as recommended by the Convention of Tourism. Do you want to bring us up to speed on this, Mr. Shannon?
Well, I'd love to. For you tonight, we've had the big grant now for 2 years, maybe coming on 3, I think, and it's been used quite a little bit, but the year 2025, nobody took advantage of it. And there was some ideas kicked around, and one of the ideas was to increase that limit from 5,000 up to 10,000. Well, staff's opinion is not going to go after 5, why would they go after 10? So what we did, we broadened the capability of this grant to include, the whole purpose for the grant is basically is to promote people to come into your business. That's a long story short. What we're looking at with your approval tonight to expand it to where you take care of landscape improvement category out in front of your businesses. Includes a new incentive for landscaping by using drought-tolerant landscaping. City match increased to 75% of the total cost up to $5,000. Number 2, the property improvement now explicitly included interior structural remodeling and improvements must directly relate to the building structure or property. And number 3 is compliant improvement, eligible for building improvements required to meet state and local codes. I thought we'd just broaden that out basically, because all this has to do is get business in your property, in your business to help economic development in our town. So, try it on for a while, see what she looks like. I think we've had some pretty good responses, just I see a lot of head shaking up and down, so if it's implemented.
How do we promote this grant?
Yeah.
So we partner with Main Street, and so we go and we speak with a lot of the businesses head on. For example, like we've seen some work being done at one of the buildings over here, so we had a meeting with Mitch Egger. We also have it in the paper. We have it on Facebook. We have it on our website. And we literally go and knock on doors and tell people about this grant.
So it's not a secret and everybody knows about it.
And it's in English and in Spanish. It's in my office down here in the chamber and at Main Street.
I want to just add another little thing to that. In visit with council this last week, sometimes the golden egg just laying out in front of you, you don't see it. Thank you, Councilman Eisman, for this one, was that our code department, when people do come in, apply for a real building permit or something like that, they're approached, hey, have you heard of?
Yeah.
So thank you for Councilman Jason for that.
Any other questions, discussion? Motion?
I make a motion we approve the revised business improvement grant program guidelines and criteria as recommended by the Convention of Tourism Board, item 10.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Sanchez.
Aye.
Hilton.
Aye.
Whiteson.
Aye.
Alpegis.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Agenda item number 11 is discussion and possible action to approve funding for up to $30,000 to the Chamber of Commerce for Home for the Holidays Christmas opening night as recommended by the Convention and Tourism. Yes, sir. How are you?
Well, Mr. Mayor, how are you?
I couldn't be better.
Once again, it's an honor to come before you and ask you for money. It's my Griswold jersey. I'm not the actual Clark Griswold. I just wanted to put that out there. The $30,000 that we're asking for this year, you can see where it's going on our lighting supplies, our advertising, labor, of course, new improvements, fixing old stuff. We're pretty fortunate out at the park. Our biggest vandalism is from the squirrels and not people. This is our 5th year. I think we're getting bigger and better every year. We do have some new additions that we want to introduce this year, and that $30,000 will help us tremendously with that. And I will entertain any questions.
I think you guys do a really good job out there. It attracts a lot of neighboring cities.
We appreciate it. We only anticipate that growing. This year, I will tell you that we're going after more organizations that will come out and utilize the stage through the month of December. So local church organizations, and the school, choirs, anybody that can come out and have an audience, because we have an audience out there every weekend. So they might as well utilize what they can.
Will the train be running every weekend as well?
The train is running, I think we got it till
1st through the 20th.
1st through the 20th,
Are you still looking for sponsors?
Yes, ma'am.
always.
Minus the city's funding, how much other funding do you guys receive?
Currently,
Or past?
Eric is our financial, if you don't mind me calling her out there.
No.
She didn't give me none of that. She just gives me that.
In the past, we have received approximately $30,000 to $40,000 in sponsorship funds, just depending on how those come through from different organizations.
Is that
So
including
the city is the single biggest
Yeah.
sponsor by far, but we do go out and seek those other sponsorships. Three Corner Connectors and Invenergy, some of those big energy companies have been large sponsors. The casino is a large sponsor, the tribe. So, but we track all of those. Happy to share any of that information with you guys that you'd like to see. So,
Are you looking to purchase a big light ornament this year?
that would be nice.
Those are extremely expensive. We are looking at building some larger things this year. We're currently meeting like once a week, it seems like, to get our game plan together, because we're going to kick off, come November, hard and heavy. So we talked about some giant nutcrackers at the entrance of the Activity Center, Texas County Activity Center, because we do have the Nutcracker Market. That's a big part of this. And so yeah, we're looking at seeing what we can do with what we got.
We are also bringing, the FOP has agreed to come on board with us to decorate around the police department, which will help with the entrance into the park. So give us some lighting there. So that's another new piece that we're adding to the puzzle. So,
And that's pretty exciting for us. We already have the firemen, and we love the firemen, but being a former police officer myself, I thought it was kind of bad that we wasn't being represented, but we are now, and we're very fortunate to have that. So.
and the city's also bringing in some new lighting. So, we have some new lighting that we're going to be
You got chiefs to smile. That doesn't happen very often. Make a motion that we approve funding of $30,000 to the Chamber of Commerce for the holidays Christmas opening night as recommended by the Convention and Tourism Board, item 11.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Sanchez. Aye. Paul Peters.
Aye.
Whiteson.
Aye.
Hilton.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
We've got 5 ayes.
Might as well just stay up here.
You've been setting all day.
Agenda
Right.
item number 12 is discussion and possible action to approve funding up to $15,000 to the Chamber of Commerce for Home for the Holidays New Year's celebration as recommended by the Convention and Tourism. I think there's some more stuff to it. So explain what this $15,000 is.
Well, this will be a new thing for us this year. Like I said, this is our 5th year. We think that's kind of a big year. We should celebrate these anniversary years. We kick Home for the Holidays off December 1st with a bang, and we like to shut it down with a bang come New Year's Eve. Like I said, this would be the first time for us to do something like that, and I think it would be well received. We turn the lights on all month. We turn them off at the end of the fireworks show.
There's been some safety concerns mentioned doing it over New Year's, as there is for anything going on New Year's. Not so much just the public safety, but also EMS and the firefighters and the police, and being home and all that, dry conditions and whatnot. Have you guys pinpointed exactly if you want to do fireworks, or has the drone been there's a drone show that happens? Has that been looked at as well?
We did look at the drone show, and we would love to do a drone show. I had several of those organizations reach out to me last year. They reached out to me all year this year. They do know it's our anniversary date. Those are rather expensive. The only, other than money, let's say we have all the money in the world. We're hesitant to book something like that because everything relies on conditions, same as our fireworks. Wind, temperature, it's a 12-minute show, 13-minute show, upwards of 25,000. Depending on how many drones we want.
Is that like the 1,000-base drone show?
But as you guys have probably seen them, they are amazing, and that would probably be a huge hit for our community. But I just don't know if we're there yet as far as finances. And willing to take the risk of booking a show and having one of those crazy days that we have weather-wise out here.
And obviously, if the fire department feels like conditions are not conducive to do the fireworks show, that is absolutely something that we'll cancel. Convention and Tourism doesn't pay unless we come through with the performance. So, if we aren't able to do it, then that's something that we postpone and look at for the following year. Obviously, don't want any public safety risks at all. So,
Drone show would be safe.
Just so, would there be other events going on during the time, or would it just be fireworks?
On that night, we had talked about some vendors and maybe some live music of some sort. Having more than just, come out, boom.
Yeah.
How about planning? Has this been have you would somebody be even available? I know when 4th of July we have to contract out. So would there be anybody available this short of time frame as far as?
the fire department is working on that with us. We're still in communications with that as well. So, working out the details with that with the learning curve there.
Right. So if this money was approved and it doesn't happen, it could be seed money for next year. But I understand
but you guys don't pay if we don't perform. So,
but it could be a line item that's moving in the future. future if this does.
It could be something to consider, but as of right now, with the way convention and tourism funding works, we have to complete the event before we receive any money, so.
Just wanted to put that out there. So
Sure.
it's known.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Chief Wadley, in your professional opinion, what's the likelihood of fires happening during January, December?
It is the driest part, but I think it probably work. I'll have to do some logistics on it. And then, we don't fire off our own fireworks. We have to be licensed. So we use Western Enterprise. There are several others. Western Enterprise out of Enid is who does that. Figuring out their schedule. They're surrounded with years and years. Because they do New York City. They do some huge programs across the country, but they still come back and get done. So we'd have to be looking into it too.
Okay.
I think it's possible though.
One question I have. So what time of day are you going to do this? Or what time of the evening? Is it going to be at midnight? Or is it going to be
Yeah, that was the plan.
at midnight?
Do a countdown.
I guess my question would be, are we talking about the same location? Because if we change locations, there could be some ordinance issues and stuff like that.
No, it would be within the same location.
Any other discussion, question?
Mr. Shannon, so this isn't really planned in our budget. What would that look like?
Good question. You're right. This wasn't considered a year ago when we went into the budget and through the convention and tourism budget. You did say this would go off. Don't hate me for this, okay? It's going to go off 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're talking 2026, correct? Yeah. Hey, there is a difference. In municipality, there is a difference. So, uncharted waters. It could be budgeted in the 2026 budget. There is ample enough funds. But this year, there just wasn't considered. So, but there are funds in that fund that city council we'd have to do some budget transfers to make that happen.
One of the, I want just to bring that because in one of the discussions I was involved with, one of the participants brought up the fact of his concern was on New Year's Eve, because if we do it at the same location, people will need to drive to the location. Well, you know, or we're in that vicinity because there's parts of town you can't see it happen. And his concern was about people that have been celebrating the holiday, the possibility of driving when they maybe shouldn't, or at that hour, people even getting out and going. So that was a concern that he brought up. I don't know if the police chief wants to address that at all, or
We had gun fire that night anyway.
we have pretty good fireworks shows all over town.
It's gonna make your older folks go to bed at 9, man, but I don't think it'd be a big deal. People should go all around. Anyway.
Yeah, I've got some neighbors that for $1,500 can nearly put out shows that match this stuff. But anyway.
I don't think it'd be a very long show for that type of event.
Any other discussion, questions?
I'm going to make a motion to approve funding for up to $15,000 for Chamber of Commerce for Home for the Holidays, New Year's Eve celebration as recommended by Convention and Tourism Board. I just want to put in here, can I add at the discretion of fire chief and police chief? If that's okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second.
Heinzen,
Nay.
Hilton,
Nay.
Sanchez,
Aye.
Rodriguez.
Aye.
Wilson.
I'm gonna abstain now.
Got 3 against and 2 for.
We'll do it next year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 13 is discussion and possible action to approve funding for up to $2,500 for the pumpkin patch hosted by Lambda, Psi, and Artist Incubation as recommended by the Convention and Tourism Board. Your application is attached, so the minutes. Would you like to enlighten us about this, Ms. Strong?
Here's an invitation for you. Mr.
All
Mayor.
right.
Hand delivered.
So a lot of you folks here know about Pumpkin Patch, but we have a lot of new move-ins and a lot of people in the outlying area don't know what the Pumpkin Patch is. So we're going to put together a marketing boost for this and push it out and try to get more people to attend this year. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
And just tell that story of the pumpkin patch and what's going on out there. So when they come to Guymon, of course, they can buy some food and cigs and beer and sales taxes and all of that. But we'd like to see more people get out because we've been asking lately, and there's a lot of people that don't really know what the pumpkin patch is. So we're going to kind of boost the marketing for that. And we went back to the old orange posters. It's not as bright as what they used to be, but when I first moved here, there would just be an orange poster around, and that's what we recognized, and they haven't been able to do that a lot lately. There'll be banners. You'll hear about it and see it more this year, so it should be well attended. And it makes Guymon look good, and Artist Incubation is kind of a natural fit to help take this with the sorority, because their numbers are, they want some help. They don't have as many members as they used to. And it's kind of a natural fit for us to do this, so we're working with them this year. Kind of made sense. And I'd like to see you all out there.
Any questions? Anybody have any questions? Discussion?
How much, do you know any analytics on your previous pumpkin patches? Like your foot traffic and stuff?
I can't hear her. I'm sorry.
Do you have any analytics on your previous pumpkin patches?
No. No, because we're kind of working with them. We've been talking about it for about a year, but we're kind of working with Kelly and Nancy. Should have a full activity center plus. We're still signing people up, last minute, but we've got a new art instructor over there, and we're trying to enlighten him about, how important it is for the artists to come over and have an exhibit, how meaningful that is. And so we're kind of telling the story again about why come to Guymon for Pumpkin Patch.
So does this coincide with the same time period as the pumpkins in the parks with TCEC and BTCI?
No, this is November 1st and 2nd. So that thing happened, I think, last week. So it's this is a crafts and art booth event. That was a cool thing at the park where kids could get pumpkins and ride the train and things. So, but we're in the pumpkin season, so whatever.
Do you have any idea how many exhibitors that you have?
We're right at 60 right now, I think, and some of them get more than one booth, so we should be at capacity again.
And there's a charge for the booths.
I'm sorry?
And there's a charge for the booths.
Yes, and I can't remember how much it is per booth, because they had most of it marketed before we joined forces with them.
135
135
per booth.
per booth.
And you're going to use this money for marketing?
Yeah, yes, sir. Gonna promote it, gonna get some banners, get some, everything we can do.
I see the marketing for 500 and a van for 1,000, equipment.
No,
rental for-
that's the demo. Look at after that.
Yeah, there was two. I'm just making sure.
On that application, when I opened it, it had a demo of how I may have just messed up the application, Mr. Axon. But we're not having a band, that's not what we're doing. That was a demonstration of how to put together a $2,500 budget. So go underneath that, there should be on the other page.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 pages. One is what I'm thinking we're
Well,
talking about.
one was an example that came with the form. And then under it is the real deal. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I mean, I'm all for live music, but that's not what we're doing. We just want to get people out, have them come over.
Where would you hang your banner that you're talking about?
Well, there'll be several banners. Getting ready to put one up this next week at the fairgrounds, 1 or 2. We'll put them around wherever they'll let us, maybe at the bank. Wherever people will let us, we'll put banners around. If you have a business would like to have a poster or anything like that, we'd sure like to get that up too. Just gonna try to get people excited to come in for the show.
I make a motion we approve funding up to $2,500 for the pumpkin patch hosted by MSI Artists Incubation as recommended by Convention and Tourism Board, item 13.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Hilton.
Aye.
Sanchez.
Aye.
Hudson.
Aye.
Alvarez.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
We've got 5 ayes.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 14 is discussion and possible action to approve the final report for 7 Days of Broadway. In the amount of $20,550 is recommended by the Convention and Tourism.
Good evening. I'm Russell Travis Boyd. You might remember me. I'm president of 7 Days of Broadway Incorporated. I'm usually not the face. I'm usually more on the back end, but all the rest of the staff are teachers, and they're in parent-teacher conferences right now, so you're stuck with me. Just wanted to thank the board for their agreement for the funding in July. I believe it was July, and without your support, we wouldn't have been able to make the camp happen. And just sort of a rundown, I know it's in the final report that you guys have, but for those attending here in person, we were able to have 58 campers this summer for our 2 camps, and that included 170 plus working hours during prep week, mini camp, and regular camp weeks, plus many throughout the year. 759 hours of scholarship. We were able to give $5,502.75 in scholarship funds. And with the hotel rooms for the campers, and this is not including their family when they came into town, as well as friends to come see the shows, but we had 136 hotel rooms. I think that's kind of shows some of what the funds were used for, but those are all accounted for in the final report you have.
Any questions? Motion?
Make a motion to approve the final report, 7 Days of Broadway in the amount of $20,550 as recommended by the CNT Board, item 14.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Hilton.
Aye.
Sanchez.
Aye.
Alvarez.
Aye.
Hudson.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
We've got 5 ayes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Agenda item number 15 is discussion and possible action to approve budget amendment number 1 for Fund 16. Mr. Shannon. Let's let the financial lady. Ron, please.
Me again. So I started doing the cleaning up the financials for our audit at the end of the year. This is the beginning of one of them. What we're recognizing in this budget amendment is the money that was donated from Rotary and also from T-Mobile for the Dell Park renovation. We received approximately $62,669. That wasn't in our budget because we just got it recently. And then also recognizing the expense so that we're in compliance with Fund 16. So in order to complete this, I need your guys' approval. Okay.
Make a motion we approve budget amendment number 1 for Fund 16, item 15.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Hilton.
Aye.
Sanchez.
Aye.
Weitzen.
Aye.
Rodriguez.
Aye.
Peterson.
All right,
We've got 5 ayes.
thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 16 is the monthly report from Main Street Guymon.
I got a whole crew with me tonight.
Lisa?
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Mr. Shannon. Y'all should have received my director's report. A couple of things I wanted to point out on the director's report is we have 11 renewal partnerships last month and 4 new partnerships. So exciting to see that our program is still growing. And I added something new to my director's reports, just to kind of keep track. We have sold $1,540 in Main Street bucks, and we brought in 1,410 of those redeemed. That just lets us know that we are keeping some money local with those Main Street bucks. We're excited about them. I'm going to let Brenda introduce you to some special guests this evening.
We had our Main Street pageant last week, and it was really good. We had a lot of girls entered, and 2 of the girls couldn't be here tonight, but this is Caroline Hawkins. She is the Little Miss of Main Street. She lives here in Guymon. Quinn Skelton of Texhoma is the Young Miss, and she's of Main Street. And then Ashley Ming of Goodwill, she is the Miss of Main Street. And like I said, the other winner was Josie Cash, which she was from Beaver. So we did have quite a few people out of town participate. And can I get a picture with the queens and you? Can I get a picture with you and the queens?
Get up there, Mayor.
All of us.
No, get up there.
Or all of you?
Just have them stand right here and we'll all gather.
We've got to have some social media.
The other thing is, Caroline, what did you do for talent? Did you tap dance or anything?
We don't have talent.
Oh, you didn't have talent? Oh.
She just looks pretty.
All right.
Is this the 3rd year?
Yes, this is the 3rd year.
Last year, one of our queens was from Woodward, so it's really expanding outside the county.
Can we move this?
Sergio, it's not every day you get pictured made with good-looking women.
Okay, ready? Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks, girls.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
So each month I like to bring a board member to council so that you can get to know who all serves on our board. And tonight's face probably looks a little familiar to you. It's Ginger.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Ginger Clevenger, the Assistant City Manager for the City of Guymon, and I do serve as the ex officio position for the city. Basically keeping that line of communication open with Main Street and with our downtown with Mr. Shannon, and relaying anything that we need to relay and making sure that we're building a stronger Guymon. So anyway, I appreciate the opportunity to serve.
Okay, and I just want to give you kind of a brief what our committees are doing. Our promotions committee has just wrapped up Farmers Market, the Fiesta Heritage Worship. We're just about done with that at the end of the month, and we did crown a Fiesta King and Queen. We're hoping that we can bring them to a future council meeting and introduce them as well. They are now working on Small Business Saturday, where we plan to give $500 away to a winner, one lucky winner again. And also we'll be working with the Artist Incubation for the Christmas open house. And then our Economic Vitality Committee is starting to work on Career Focus and Your Own Boss, which both take place in January and February of next year. Organization Committee is working on a grant to help do some building improvements. As I spoke with Mr. Shannon earlier in the year, our air conditioner and heater broke at the Main Street office. We put a Band-Aid on it to get air through the summer. But we're looking at a grant to help us with that, and the building is, after 20 years, just starting to fall apart a little bit and needs some love. They're also reviewing all of our Main Street policies and bringing some of those more up to date, and working on the annual league where we'll recognize businesses and volunteers throughout the community. And then our design committee just finished a district cleanup. Did a lot of cleaning up down in the Main Street area. It looks really nice. And then we did host a big grant meeting at our office, and we had several people that attended, and we have already talked with Annette and Sheila to have another one where people can come to the Main Street office and they come and present the big grant and what it does and how it can help their businesses. and looking forward to another good, successful meeting with that. And then there is Oklahoma Main Street has some money that's set aside by the Department of Commerce, and it's depending on how designated you are in the program. Where we're fully designated, we can get up to $150,000 for the city of Guymon on a project that has to be done in the Main Street District on city property. And so our design committee has got some ideas that we've put together that we've brought to Convention Tourism and that we're going to meet with Mr. Shannon on to see if we can take advantage of some of that funding, because it's paid back to the state through employer tax. So kind of free money to the city of Guymon. And so those are just some things that we have that we're working on, each of our committees. So, any questions?
Are y'all going to do shop and dine this year?
We are not doing shop and dine this year. The businesses chose not to. They felt like they were giving away more than they were making. But when I went to national training, I learned a couple of things that some of the other states are doing. And I visited with Eric at the chamber, and it's businesses supporting businesses, which is some of our businesses have started doing. And it's a program that Eric and I are hoping that we can get together and start promoting after the first of the year, maybe during slower times, to get people to go out and support each other's businesses.
Do you know right off the top of your head this fiscal year from January how many grants Main Street has applied for or helped? That's having a 7-year-old. You gotta have an alarm to go to bed. So, how many alarms?
How many alarms? We all have alarms.
How many grants have been approved for? I guess between Main Street, Guymon, and do you guys help the city as well?
We have started working with just more of an education on as far as the big grant, just trying to educate people and helping them fill out the applications. We haven't done any other. Sheila has stepped up to fill a vacancy on our organization committee, and she's going to be helping us with writing some grants, and we'll be helping with those as well.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I think we're good.
All right, thank you.
Agenda item number 17 is the monthly report from the Guymon Chamber of Commerce. Just coming off of the big banquet.
Good evening again. I have an updated list of upcoming events to hand you. Always evolving. So yes, as Mayor Peterson mentioned, we are just coming off of our banquet. Thank you to everyone who came out and celebrated all of the wonderful awards that were presented that evening. We had some very deserving awards given out that evening. So we've wrapped up the banquet. Next week is Teeny Tiny Town Summit in Woodward with Northwest Oklahoma Alliance. Some great folks there speaking on some great topics. So if you are not registered for that, get registered and come join us in Woodward for a day of learning about all kinds of fun things. And then Halloween Palooza is our next big event coming up on Halloween, Friday, October 31st from 4 to 7 in the park. So we are accepting registration for that, for trunks and booths, and anyone who wants to come out and hand out some candy or some information or whatever they're interested in handing out. So those are the next big things that the chamber has coming up. You did receive my director's report and the October newsletter. Happy to answer any questions that you might have or any comments, thoughts.
Like anything? I think we're good.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Haven't you moved locations?
I have moved locations. If you drive by my new office, you can see me, and they're working diligently away. Our new location is 122 Northwest 4th, just across the parking lot from you guys. So feel free to stop by and visit anytime. Happy to have you. So.
And you have all of your newsletter posted on your windows outside?
I have all of the things that are going on so that people walking by and people driving by can see that there are things happening happening in the community. That 4th Street is a very busy street, so yeah.
And on your site, right?
Yes, they're posted on our website under news and events. If you go there, you can see all of the flyers. There's a scrolling banner for all of those, and there is a calendar with all of those events listed as well. And then we do post every Monday morning about 6:15. You'll have a Facebook post hit that tells you what's coming up this week. So, but
Appreciate those. Thank you.
if there's something else that you'd like to see, or if there's another way that I can communicate, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll stand adjourned as Guymon City Council. We'll reconvene as the Guymon Utilities Authority. So I'll call this meeting to order. We've done agenda item number 2, the attendance roll call, the determination of quorum. We've done public comments. Agenda item 4 is approve the minutes of the regular meeting of the September 16th, 2025 meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting September 16, 2025, item 4.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Melton.
Aye.
Sanchez.
Aye.
Alvarez.
Aye.
Ianson.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Agenda item number 5 is discussion and possible action to approve an emergency resolution number 25-02, authorizing immediate repairs to the sewer line on Price Boulevard between 16th and 24th Street and authorizing payments. Mr. Shannon, you want to give us
Mayor and council, I wish we had better news to end the night on, but we had a sewer line collapse. Approximately, what we dug up was probably about 300 foot of it collapsed. We're just at the end of the line on a lot of the infrastructure here in town. It's an emergency, basically, as you read through the resolution for the immediate repair and replacement of the sewer line, because it's endangering the health, safety, and welfare of our citizens. So basically, the statute will allow us to go out and find the best repair possible instead of going through the Competitive Bidding Act if you pass this resolution tonight. So we have some preliminary cost on what the replacement would be. It's in the millions of dollars, and that's going to affect the 2026 budget this next year a little bit. So I'm not holding to what she has up on the screen right now. We have started the design survey because it needs to be done. Fortunately, nobody ran off into, I don't think we had any accidents up there, but it's just south of Councilman Vidra's home. And that, yeah, it's just probably 1930, 1940.
I know these are just preliminary costs, but I mean, traffic costs $25,000 for not a. I know some people use that street as like a NASCAR raceway, but I mean, I wouldn't think $25,000 to block off the street would cost $25,000 to block off the street. I know that's just a small drop in the whole grand scheme of things.
And this is something that we had to get done. This is one company's opinion on estimate. And I'm like you, Councilman, that was a little excessive.
Especially knowing that it's not a busy street.
Yeah, it's a raceway, but it's not that busy.
But we've got to do it legally.
That's true.
To cover it.
Barricade costs money.
You will be kept abreast of the cost as this moves forward.
Needs to be done.
Any questions, discussion?
Well, unfortunately, we had another one show up. I think Tracy's back there. We just had another one show up first. Was it first this week or Friday?
Yeah, it was the first.
Yeah, it was like Monday. We had another collapse over on South First Street and Academy or somewhere back in there. Yeah. Oh, I know.
Things wear out.
Yeah, they're in the line. Yes.
Okay. Any other discussion? Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve emergency resolution number 25-02 authorizing needed repairs to the sewer line on Price Boulevard between 16th Street and 24th Street and authorizing payment. Item 5.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Sanchez.
Aye.
Puppies.
Aye.
Hilton.
Aye.
Weitzen.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
We've got 5 ayes.
Agenda item number 6 are reports from committees, council members, and city manager.
I'd like to go first
You can.
if the permission. I had a piece of paper up here burning a hole in the pocket and just received it probably about 5:30 this afternoon. But I'm just going to read the cover page of that. It's a maintenance agreement for the federal aid program project. Gives a project number and a job piece number from the Oklahoma Department of Transportation. And keep in mind, this is just the maintenance agreements for the installation of traffic signals at U.S. Highway 54 and Southwest 5th Street.
Yeah. Outstanding.
Yeah.
Coming to fruition.
That, like I said, that is coming about 5:15 a while ago. So I hadn't got a chance to look to it, but they're all very well cookie cutters. So this means it is in the system. And as soon as we get this, it'll be presented to you all in the November meeting. It's just too late to get on this one. And for your signature, we can get it back down there to us. So it sounds like to me we're going to be getting us a stoplight on one of the most dangerous intersections I believe I've been around in a long time. So
We'll just leave one more to do.
that's correct.
Which one is it again?
Excuse me?
Fifth.
Southwest 5th.
Golf course.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Highway 54.
Where the
Fire
station is?
Yeah,
station.
where fire station number 2 is that. So that's great news. Great news.
Good work.
And another thing, come this month, we're retiring some bonds, 2010 that were issued, and $5.5 million for the animal shelter, fire station, and library. So congratulations to us. We get to burn the mortgage, or do we still do that? No.
I don't know, we have to get the chief's permission.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, that's an accomplishment. I got your financials laid out there before you right now. I will tell you that we're into the budget hearings. We started this week. You heard Mr. Frankie Crawford. Our sales tax is looking like it's going to be up just a little bit, but unfortunately, cost of services and everything else is going up faster than what our income's coming. So it's going to be an interesting year this year in 2026, but we'll just see where we end up with that. So, with that, that's really all I've got for this evening.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Well, excuse me.
Go ahead.
I do have another thing. The Mesa Water project is going to be awarded an award from the Oklahoma Water Resources Board. I think it's called Water for 2026. So that'll be December the 5th or December the 4th at the Oklahoma's Governor Water Conference. That's huge. In Norman. Yeah.
Mayor Peterson heading that up.
I'm not heading it up, I'll be down there. Anyway. Anybody else? Very good.
I have nothing.
Tell us about your daughter.
Oh, yes.
That's an award we didn't know. Big deal.
Well, thank you, Mayor Peterson. I would like to congratulate my daughter, Sophia. She was nominated by the Prairie Elementary School staff, and today she was presented with the Kindness Kid in America for first kid ever in Oklahoma. So,
That's a big deal.
really proud of her, and Sophia Albedrez, really proud of her, and thank you for the staff at Prairie for nominating her. And we had a representative come down today, and I'm pretty sure they'll do some kind of news release for her. So, thank you.
That's great.
But as far as I was getting into the holidays are coming, everybody, just make sure chiefs can probably attest to this. Leave with time. Just make time. Don't be rushing around. I notice more and more pedestrians are out and about, and just be careful. We care for every citizen in this great city that we live in. So just be careful, take your time, and be patient.
Thank you. Jason, have anything?
I'm not following that.
You're not following that one? You're, nothing?
I'm good tonight.
I pretty much am, I want to again commend the chamber. They had a real nice banquet. It was Academy Awards night or what? Oscar night. Well, and it was a good night. It's good to see the citizens celebrating each other.
And at that banquet, Councilman Jason Addison's wife got a very prestigious award also.
For putting up with him.
It's the MVP, eh?
No.
All right. With that, we'll call this meeting adjourned. Thank everybody for coming. And big Thanksgiving before we know it.
Before we know it.